what surprised me was how many restrictions the court put on the future prosecutions, right? If they had just sent it back and they said to the lower court, look, you guys need to figure out what an official act is, and then we'll go from there. But instead what they did is they said, here are all these things that you're not allowed to do, lower court. Here's all these things that the special prosecutor can't use as evidence. And yes, now you go figure it out with all of these restrictions in mind. I mean, doesn't that make it pretty sweeping?
I was surprised by the absolute immunity part of the opinion, for sure. But for instance, I never thought that the DOJ charge would move forward. I thought it was a huge mistake for Jack Smith to bring that charge in the first place, because it really focused, I think, a lot of scrutiny on how broad the special counsel's indictment really was. I think that overall, the presumption of immunity is pretty easily overcomable in a lot of these cases. Where I think it's going to be hard is on some of the hypotheticals that were raised in the opinion. And look, frankly, the more you read this opinion, the more confusing it can actually be. There's a footnote about, pardons for money, basically, what evidence can be used, but also now you can bring an indictment for pardons for, bribery, basically, whereas that seemed to have fallen into the absolute immunity category. So there's plenty of unanswered questions in this outcome. But look, I think, frankly, the people who are saying that it is the most sweeping are the Trump team and the Biden team, because politically they think that helps undermine the court on the left.
Leah Littman, there's breaking tonight. The New York Times reporting that Trump is now trying to vacate his Manhattan conviction by citing this ruling from the Supreme Court. Donald J. Trump began an effort on Monday to throw out his recent criminal conviction and postpone his upcoming sentencing, citing a new Supreme Court ruling that granted him broad immunity. What do you make of that?
It's just not surprising, in part given how capacious the Supreme Court crafted this immunity opinion. I mean, I think obviously the allegations underlying the New York indictment are private, unofficial activity, but I also think a fair number of the allegations in special counsel Jack Smith's indictment concern private, unofficial activity, and yet the Supreme Court was unwilling to say as much in the majority opinion while extending absolute immunity and the presumption of immunity to other allegations in the indictment. So again, given how the majority crafted this opinion, in fairly sweeping terms, it's not that surprising to see that it's going to be abused and people are going to try to extend it in ways that the court, frankly, didn't rule out.
Dan, this is nuts what the president's trying to do in New York. Yes, he was president when the 34 counts that he's convicted of happened. And it's the paradigmatic example of unofficial private conduct, which the Chief Justice says in no uncertain terms, just like the rest of us, you have no immunity from prosecution for personal conduct.
But Sarah, what they're saying is that the kind of evidence that was used in the case is evidence from when he was president that may violate some of the restrictions that the court put on the kind of evidence that can be admitted in a trial.
No, in this case, they did put restrictions on the types of evidence that you could use. Again, talking about this sort of presumption of immunity for those who like law and order, think fruit of the poisonous tree. There's no official act here that these communications come from. So I think those 34 convictions may have other problems that you and I have discussed. But, Trump's got 99 problems, and this ain't going to be a fix for one of them.
Sarah Isgur and Leah Littman, thank you both very much. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.